Yeah, Telltale.
Hey,
Sam and Max. This is season 2.
And this is the best opening scene known to man.
I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Jake Rodkin. I do graphic design and various internet things.
I'm Will Armstrong, lead QA.
I am Jeff Sauer, character animator.
I'm Emily Morganti, marketing and PR.
So we're a weird group to be doing the commentary for the first episode, but that's cool.
But we love Sam and Max.
That's a great little stick figure with a bloody head in the background.
This is a scene that was like the scene that everybody knew about long before anything else on the game was being worked on. And I just remember hearing about this for months about how awesome it was going to be. And it turned out to be awesome.
Yeah, that's because Brendan had some meeting that was the how do we make the stupid first episode puzzle that explains the game and also wraps up some episode 1 continuity and
also makes the street
and also explains how the street has moved around. I think it was originally not Mr. Spatula. It was originally supposed to be the Canadians who were out for revenge after Max gave them a bum deal on the country in 106, but I guess they wanted Mr. Spatula.
And I remember also we had kind of decided in the web team that Max was not going to be president anymore after season 1 just because
we didn't want him to be.
Didn't want him to be, and we had all these plans to talk about how he had been removed from office and all that, and then we found out that the writer who was doing this had already written the opening scene, assuming he was president. So, oh well.
Yeah.
So who is Flint Paper beating up back there? Did we ever find that out?
No.
Random move.
Must come down.
It's a dude.
Just to tell you once again, I'm gonna tear your playhouse down pretty soon.
I never really understood this robot. Is this Max's robot?
I think it's one of his.
I was under the impression that it was a toy replica, a life-size toy replica
Of his
robot. I don't know why I thought that. I think Brendan or Chuck might have told that to me or someone, but they might have been lying to me because they.
Yeah, you might have just made that up completely.
Well, I ask a lot of the same sort of ridiculous questions that people on the forums ask of Brendan, and then he just lies to me. So.
Wait, you mean Brendan lies?
I call dibs on any delicious candy that might spill from his demolished innards. I have a question, Sam.
Best line.
Spatula.
I'll ignore that question, Max. In order to say,
This is the Santa one.
knuckle cracking.
I totally forgot what this was.
This is
Like,
Sam and Max
where's this
episode
going?
201, Ice Station Santa.
Oh, I guess the title will be around soon.
It's
right?
coming up.
Yeah.
Sent by some lowly goldfish.
That's pretty sad.
Oh,
actually.
there's the thinking shot.
It's your favorite.
Jeff's favorite
That
thinking
seems
shot.
to make it in everywhere.
A hairy, bloated, pagan god.
I got in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but we wanted to put out a press release and say that hairy, bloated pagan god line. And then I went on vacation before the press release went out. And when I came back, I found that there'd been all this back and forth between like 5 different people about whether it was appropriate to talk about pagan gods in press releases, and also tuberculosis.
Well, that's because many people in Dan Connor's family
Yeah.
back in
Died of
the history.
tuberculosis.
I should probably talk about the opening titles.
Oh,
I
sorry,
guess
you should.
I made some opening titles for Sam and Max, and this is them.
The silhouettes look so nice though. The black like that.
Yeah, it turned out kind of cool.
You can also shoot
Oh,
those
the soda
things.
poppers.
Ah, the soda poppers.
Are they ever gonna die?
God, I hate the soda poppers so much.
I like the soda poppers. I hate that people hate them.
Yeah, I always loved the soda poppers actually.
I like. I don't know.
Or at least I liked Whizzer a lot. Like the other two, I was okay with.
I know. I hope that Whizzer survives as a sort of like burnt husk of a man and recovers over the course of season 3. He starts off in like the weird iron lung breathing box.
These elves were fun to do.
Did you animate the elves?
Yeah, I did a lot of their stuff. Yeah, they were based off of soda poppers, but
I like their ears.
yeah, they're yeah.
I didn't ever actually notice that they're the same body shape as the soda poppers.
Yeah.
They're totally different characters though than the soda poppers.
Oh, yeah,
So
totally.
there's no. Don't look at their walk cycle.
I would like to see. I would like to see the elves come back. Actually,
The elves come back in 105.
I know, but I'd like
What's
to see
new
them come back
Beelzebub?
for sure.
I mean 205.
For real.
I
like,
mean
they
205,
should move in
Reality
up the
2.0.
street.
Care to make a donation?
Ah,
It's the North
the
Pole.
North Pole.
The magnetic center of
This
the
is my favorite thing in the episode, which is why it's in this video. When they stick to the.
You don't believe in magnets?
That's a spoiler, but they might stick to the North Pole.
Maybe possibly.
Stay tuned.
Your magnetism.
Do you know
is
who
a
did
cute
that
bedtime
thing?
story,
Which one?
but I
This.
believe
Oh, this?
That?
No, I have no
I
idea.
think it was Andy.
It might have been one of the contractors. I'm not sure.
Okay, fine. I guess
I
can believe in
convinced
two things.
Randy and Daniel to wire it up to the North Pole in the office just so that
Yeah.
So you could keep seeing
just so I
doing
could
it.
keep making Sam stick his gun to it in every other episode.
Magnets are magic.
That was Joe's shot.
Yeah.
Hey,
Joe
Sam,
Hinkie.
give me the rest of those elf tears.
I'm sad that we weren't ever able to use that on Brady Culture. Chia Brady, the elf
Yeah,
tears.
you were supposed to be able to use elf tears on Chia Brady. That's my fault, actually, because when you go back into the past office, you couldn't use it on Herbert. And I wrote it up as a bug, and the solution
thought it was Hubert.
to Hubert.
Hubert.
Excuse me. And I wrote it up as a bug, and the solution to that, because we were really close to having to ship the game, the solution to that was to take away the elf tears.
But observant players may notice that Brady Culture's fro grows of its own accord.
Yeah, keep going in and out of the office.
Want to
Just
silence
spoil
those
it.
inner
Oh, I'm
voices?
sorry. We won't tell you how to do it. Fail.
Makes it easy.
We'll just edit that out.
Signal the
Post-process.
emergence of the demon with the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse action figures, sold separately.
I want to make a montage every time Max goes, "Oh," and maybe every time Sam goes, "Oh."
I don't understand why that Roman Polanski joke is funny.
Draw the hellspawn out by
Yeah, I
singing
don't know.
a friendly
On the other commentary track, they'll explain it. I don't know. Everyone always laughs really hard at that. And is it just because they both have the word
The
Pole?
word-
Is Roman Polanski
Is
Polish?
he magnetic? I mean,
Pretty sure Roman Polanski is Polish.
I don't know, but I don't know anything apparently. Whatever.
Nothing says inconvenience like a full
I like
body
the
suit before you
makeover that
combine
Bosco's
candy
got here.
cigarettes and all-day suckers.
Yeah. Although my eyes started seeing green after staring at the screen for several hours a day.
It's like when you go
Bosco,
skiing.
your disguise. It's
Yeah, I thought it was really obvious when, like, that. Well, I mean, we all knew sort of a lot of the story ahead of time, but the fact that Bosco is freaking out and his place is turned into a dark room and he's got this, like, weird, ominous, like, 70s sounding conspiracy music in the background.
Yeah.
But still, all the reviews at the beginning were like, Bosco's wasted here. Maybe they should do something with his character. Like, well, maybe he's going to be killed in 4 episodes and you're going to recover his soul from hell.
Oh my god, spoilers!
What? Yeah, but I don't know.
that was actually one of the things that I thought was really interesting looking at the reviews where people would be like, I don't understand what they're doing, and like, why were the soda poppers in this episode? And this is so weird. And it was just like, wait 3 episodes, you'll find out. It was much more kind of gradual story stuff than last season, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I really loved how much people complained about the soda poppers in this episode. Even though their entire purpose was, like, you could throw snowballs at them
Also,
pretty much.
you don't need to talk to them. Anyway.
At all.
But we were very good at keeping that secret, even though every time somebody posted something like that, I wanted to rub it in their face.
Except that your
They were
brother
wrong.
figured it out.
Yeah, well, my brother figured it out, but he's kind of anal like that.
and 1,000 faceless enemies. I don't need to sell anything.
It's a boxing glove joke in here.
Of course.
Do you have any bulletproof edible underwear?
I don't have anything. This ain't a store.
Do you have any or maids of milking?
I told
This
you
was all chored by Daniel.
Do you
Daniel
have
H.
any
Baum Herrera.
Daniel H. Baum Herrera.
being used as
Who's on
replacements for
vacation
the
right now,
unions?
so he can't do commentary.
just tell you this ain't a store no more.
Do you have any passive aggressive
seen this stuff in so long.
customer inquiry? Do you have any?
No, this ain't a store.
It's not.
I love long, awkward pauses.
Yes.
Why didn't you say so?
Yeah, Daniel is the lord of those as well.
$1 trillion worth of detection equipment, and yet he still didn't see that one coming a mile away.
About your store.
It's not a store. That's exactly what I'm trying to figure out. I'm watching, I'm listening.
I like the fact that THEM was just kind of a random thing that you thought was just a Bosco weird thing, and then they turn out to be real and part of the
This
story.
is getting old fast.
Yeah.
Them. Them.
You did that, right, Jake?
I did.
We had a lot of those this season where if you just kept pounding on something.
Nick and I, for some reason, were obsessed with making it so that if you ask about them a million times, a boxing glove will punch you, or if you click on the urinal a bunch of times, Sam will use the toilet or
I
the
think
Benang.
the boxing glove one, I think, came out of PAX because we showed that to the press, and that was the thing everybody thought was awesome. They kept wanting to do it,
Yeah.
and
And
we needed a payoff.
Oh, hey, it's a new character. Stinky.
Stinky!
Yeah, I was surprised that you know, she's kind of normal looking. I just wasn't expecting you know, an actual female or anything. I didn't know what to expect.
who wasn't like
When Stinky, like,
Oh, right.
I wasn't expecting her.
20,000 years BC.
I'm glad there's another woman
March 3rd.
in the game.
What? There's the director and Myra.
There's a match.
Yep.
Is that it?
And Sybil.
Sybil.
Mary
Sybil-
Two Teeth is coming up.
Sybil's still sitting?
Of course you
Yes.
did.
Yeah, does Sybil actually?
Next episode.
Yeah, no, next episode, she's got the whole running thing where she's running
She
away
runs
from
away, but she is sitting down in a slightly different pose, though.
Is that Brendan's voice again?
That's
Yeah,
Brendan
yeah.
the Bug.
Brendan the Bug.
Awesome.
No, it is not.
The,
Please,
the
it's
flies.
Theodore, dude, bro.
The flies.
The flies in the back were
That's
really
Marco.
Nice touch.
Yeah.
I'm really annoyed that you won, but
I never understood if there's supposed to be a guy.
Yeah,
in
Sal.
the- there's a guy in the kitchen.
Probably.
Theoretically.
Sal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never really see him do much.
You never
We don't
see
see him.
anything.
Yeah.
Right?
But I mean,
No.
No
like,
food ever comes out.
we always
either.
order food, but
Yeah.
He's being saved for like season 5 when.
yeah.
Blind a toddler? Eviscerate?
Well, it looks like nothing happened anyway. Let's go. Hello, sir.
Oh man.
Oh, I thought you were my
What?
Yes.
You always try to surprise me on my
Oh,
birthday.
There he is.
this guy.
This was my favorite thing at the beginning of season 2. I was obsessed with the
With
mariachi,
the mariachi.
because I really hoped that people would have no idea what the hell was going on, because
I still don't know.
it's
That was.
yeah, it's I don't know, it's people's expectations for our games are, I mean, admittedly kind of based on reality, that we don't entirely have the resources or time with the episodic schedule to just make things that just come out of nowhere and serve no purpose. So I thought it was really cool that from day one we had this
Random.
yeah, just
Yeah.
a crazy dude show up and play a trumpet in someone's face, and then he runs away, and you don't see him again until next episode.
I like that you didn't even have to stumble across it too. It's pretty easy to beat the game without ever finding the mariachi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people didn't talk to him the second time.
Boxing champion.
Coming up is our first ever mini game, but I don't know if it's in this video.
Didn't you make this video?
Or our first ever. It's yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
So you just missed Boxing Betty? You should play the game.
our first ever season 2 mini game. Rather, yeah. There's a cool punch out thing programmed by Mark Darren, who is now off in Strong Bad Land.
When
Jump.
right before this episode was going to come out, actually this goes back to the thing about tuberculosis and hairy pagan gods. Somebody from GameTap was visiting, and we were talking about.
Jimmy's gonna
Do you have anything like that that's a problem? Like just so let us know what are the things that would be a problem, like tuberculosis or hairy pagan gods. He goes, the only thing I can think of that would be a problem would be if you made fun of suicide. and you're not gonna do that.
Oh,
so
that's
it's
fine.
And everyone from Telltale around the table kind of looks at each other like, uh-oh. It turned out not to be a problem, but we had to go into the script and like highlight the word suicide every time it showed up.
And all the parts where Max tells the guy to jump off.
Jump off the
kill
ledge,
himself.
yeah.
Wait, where's my package? Dear God, they took it. They took Sam and Max.
I like that Bosco's obsessed with his package in this episode.
Now that's a pickup line.
It worked.
Oh, this was Tim's big cutscene for this
Any
episode.
second
The,
now,
uh,
Sam's
the
gonna
exorcism?
walk out
Yep.
the door
Yeah.
demon-free and shower
Wow.
us with gifts like an absentee
Never
dad
saw
with
that.
guilty
Yeah, this is all Tim stuff here.
Wait,
Huh?
but I thought, what?
I love that. And I like the way the elves run. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Hey, it's cool.
It's fine.
Should have a gun there.
Yeah. They'll fix it.
He doesn't have a gun right now, but you're probably seeing a gun when you're watching.
Oh. Whoops.
Oh.
What time last night was this made?
Yeah.
Sam and Max, it's up to you to save Christmas.
I always love that line.
We're screwed.
Should we talk about the Christmas special?
We made a Christmas special. You can watch it on this DVD, probably. Unless we run out of space.
It was the longest machinima short ever.
Is that true?
Well, that we made.
That's all that really matters.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other people out on the internet somewhere, but who cares?
It was really fun to make.
Especially the repeat offender.
Silence. No, well, the idea with it was to kind of present the game to people who might not think they like to play games and wouldn't appreciate the humor, and kind of have it as a way that people could get into the series. And it was Christmas themed, and it was near Christmas, so it seemed like a good idea. It
At the time?
turned out taking a lot of work.
I
It's a
think
lot harder to make a movie or a video out of a game than one might think.
Daniel showed it to his family at Christmas, apparently. I think he might have been the only Telltale employee to actually take it home.
I showed it to my mother-in-law.
I took it, but I didn't
Was
think I
she
showed it.
confused? Daniel said his family had no idea what was
She had
going
no idea
on.
what was going on, and she kept like talking over it and asking questions about it. And then my boyfriend got really annoyed. And anyway,
Sweet, good story.
it was Christmas. It was great.
Anyway, there's these spirits. I like them all, but mostly the 70s Santa, who always gets the weird Grateful Dead music.
I like the one who doesn't talk.
The one with like the slashed
With the
eye,
cyber
like who
eye.
looks like he's been through the cyborg wars or something. It's weird.
Yeah, they came up pretty good, the flooding.
Let's see what Stinky's getting from Santa this year.
Oh yeah,
If you read through that,
Sock? Whoa.
it's a sock.
it's Stinky's stocking, or it's the Stinky's
What do you
sock,
think
I
you get
guess.
for reckless
If
disregard
you read
for
through that
public
list
safety?
of good naughty boys and girls and everything, George W.'s on the list, and somebody
Oh my
wrote
gosh.
in like, please, that joke is so old. It's like, no, but it doesn't stop being funny.
I think that
See if you'll
that
blow in the
environment
dark.
was outsourced even. So that's, some contractor has a vendetta against our president.
Jump in.
Leonard.
Good old Leonard.
Here we are in your office in the not too distant past.
I remember this.
I liked from the very beginning when Brendan and Chuck were talking about how this was going to be time travel. I just liked the idea that you could go to past games and past environments where you'd been in other games, and kind of Back to the Future style, and see what you were doing in the past.
That became a sort of weird reoccurring theme for this season.
It
we
did,
have
yeah.
we have the Christmas wreaths, which take you back and forward in time. We have the Easter Island portals, and the time machine, and Sam and
the
Max.
time
Sam and
machine.
Max interact with themselves more than any other character.
This is the Tourette's thing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mary Two Teeth is actually one of my favorite new characters, and I wish she was around more often. These are all voiced by Joey Kamen, I think.
Yep.
We
Is
also,
all Daniel doing all this?
I don't know who did
I
their
think
stuff.
it was Daniel.
I think he showed all this.
We also got a couple letters from people who have Tourette's.
Oh, no way.
We were all counting on you.
But this is the funny kind, not the tragic, terrible kind.
Only I'd have stuck to boxing. I could have been.
Which is what I am.
Instead of being a wreck, which
Poor
is
Jimmy.
what
We really
I
beat up on him a lot this
So
season.
get your lucky boxing glove and go fight.
I think it's
don't have it no more.
it's kind of bizarre to me that he's had a family in there all this time, and you never knew.
Yeah.
You never knew that these terrible things were going on. His kid's dying. His wife leaves him.
I think it just shows how oblivious Sam and Max are.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this was going on during the Mole, the Mob, and the Meatball, apparently.
And Leonard knew about it.
True. Now, are those lines actually recorded?
Yeah, apparently the
Yeah.
uncensored versions of these
Oh,
are
that's awesome.
completely not family safe. Probably not adult safe.
Yeah, I don't think they ever left the voice studio. Like, those were immediately edited.
Yeah.
These will not get out.
Well, what's funny about that is that they have the actors say a swear so they can get the right inflection stuff, because when they don't, they just don't say it right. But the voice actor who plays Sam doesn't like to do that.
So he says buttons
He
and
says
stuff.
Yeah, there's some hilarious
Donuts.
swears in 205.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Button.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about that.
Donut.
And then the one who plays Max just loves it. Like,
Yeah.
he just gets off on that.
No, Jimmy, don't do
Oh,
it.
touching moment.
Oh, I thought you
What's the
Got my
glove
best
say?
girl.
What?
Everlast.
It doesn't say Everlast. That's,
Say-
that's,
I'm sorry, it doesn't say Everlast. What does it say?
I don't know. It says something silly that Brendan or Kim
New
came
Sam
up
and
with.
Max season.
Yeah.
The headline. What's
New
this?
S&M.
Don't pick at it.
New S&M season? Oh, it says Glassjaw.
Class job.
Jimmy,
Right.
I don't know how I got here, but I'm sorry for all the things I said.
Don't
Aw.
worry, baby. Now that you're back in my life, nothing can stop me.
I remember before we moved into our new office, Jeff and I used to sit next to each other, and I remember when you were doing some of those animations of Jimmy on the ledge.
Yeah,
and
with
stuff.
the
I just
boxing
remember
glove,
looking over
yeah.
like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, well, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, this is a great cutscene too.
Lucky bucket.
Where the hell did that come from, Daddy?
I don't know, son. All I know is
It's
I
totally
finally
like the most
found a
Christmas
second
special
kid.
thing in the entire world.
Christmas miracle.
And the guitar comes in.
Never letting this thing out of my sight again. Your dad's gonna go punch out some bums and get you that operation.
Way to go, dudes.
Way to go, dudes. You saved Christmas past. So let's move on back to the present.
10-4, good buddy.
I wish we could use Santa more.
Santa, he
Yeah.
can come back next year
Yeah.
for the next Christmas special.
The next Christmas special, we're just gonna do a Christmas special every year.
It's
He
gonna
was
be
in
like
205?
Yeah, he was.
it could be like the Star Wars Christmas special,
Hey, wait a second.
where they go around the
never
dinner
saw that.
table and Santa's there.
Took us to the past.
It'd be great.
Past
And
elves
like
are standing
Chewbacca
right there.
must not make it home in time for Wookiee Life Day. That was the worst reference ever. I apologize to the entire world.
It's the limited edition
Somewhere out in the main
Christmas
office, Casey Coleman is smiling though
special.
at my Star Wars reference.
See how he slumps in his saddle?
So I just found out that Leonard is voiced by Casey's dad. Casey is one of our new producers here, by the way.
And Leonard's voiced by his dad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Our lawyer applied. What did he try out for? The voice of Santa and Flint and some other things.
Yeah.
But he wasn't cast.
He wasn't cast.
But it would be awesome if Santa was played by our lawyer.
And we wasted it on a stupid exorcism.
Train hot. Map 2, solid.
I love the rotting sandwich there. It's great.
This place is great.
I think it's made of rock, isn't it?
Brimstone.
Brimstone.
Brimstone? Oh.
The brimstone sandwich.
It looks like
Brimstone.
That
it's
sandwich.
like it's rotted.
that sandwich ends
Maybe
up
it's
being
moldy
used like several
brimstone.
times throughout the season too.
Oh, that's right. That,
Next
that
episode,
the
there's-
rock's get a little lighter when it becomes the basalt sandwich in episode 2. I think
What are you
that
talking about? It's a totally different sandwich.
all the different bugs here aren't Brendan, just for what it's worth.
No,
Although
yeah.
the Two Teeth family is all Joey Kamen, the bugs are all of
Yeah.
the different voice actors
I
just
think so.
being their version of the bug.
You have to get rid of them.
Boy, I'll go get my stomping boots.
Aww.
Damn.
That was kind of violent.
It's action packed.
If you put bleach on top of a bug, I think the bug might die.
I think that since he has whatever that thing is, the smell
Excess
disorder,
smell? No.
it just makes him talk like his dad.
Yeah.
And the Stinky apparently stocks bug-sized menus.
Well done. Now, let us return to the...
But wait, we didn't click on all the items.
What? Oh, he lied. They're going to the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Wow, the future is hot.
And so am I, Sam.
This was another thing that
Check future
I just
video
loved
out.
how all the speculation from people like, when are we going to see that? It's going to be Sam and Max season 12 that comes
Yeah.
back. I'm like, or episode 205.
Yeah, that was
Another
planning
one
that
of those
far
where
ahead.
I didn't understand why people didn't immediately assume that this was going to
Sometime
be
in the season.
the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I guess
Good that they didn't.
Did Marco do that lava?
Yeah,
I
probably.
think Marco did the lava
Yeah,
effect, or
that's
maybe it was a Marco Brian team up.
Lines you were carrying.
Sorry, buddy. Oh, you're not.
We're gonna die! Somebody help! Spirit,
Oh man,
why didn't you show us
you're gonna talk about the
this?
Christmas special?
Yeah, I was going to say I actually prefer the version of this scene in the Christmas special.
Surely we can alter these
You wanna
shadows
weigh in on
before
that?
us. Perhaps with a larger.
Or chips. In the Christmas special, yeah, this was just solved by when Max says or chips, he just pulls out a humongous bag of chips.
We were having trouble turning this puzzle into a thing that made sense.
Goldberg. Look, Max, it's Santa's
So,
And I actually
yeah.
prefer that version of it.
But as you find out in 205, Sam has eaten all of the pork rinds, and there are no more. So,
and drove it recklessly into a hellish vision of the future, very much like the one we're standing in now.
it's good we didn't have to recast Max in the middle of the season this year like we did last year,
Yeah, that
since we
would've-
had all this foreshadowing.
Hey, past me!
It's weird that Max finds himself hot pretty much all the time.
Now let's get
Especially since he, yeah.
Ever
we
since he
learned
got
things
that
about
butt shake
Max.
animation last year, he does it all the time
The
now.
butt shake and the fingers.
Yeah.
Have a large sidekick.
Hey, you could stand to lose a few yourself, smart guy.
I love that Sam is so self-conscious about his weight.
That was
That kind of gets played up in this season too.
wasn't that something Chuck was talking about how since they can't make Sam all crazy since he's the controllable sort of protagonist,
Yeah.
they just
They play up his other elements, like the fact that he's fat.
he's fat and
Various
kind of
neuroses.
awkward.
Yeah.
tragically unhip.
Yeah.
Our demon problem.
In these games, like in the comics, Sam and Max are sort of an equal pair, but in this, Sam's kind of the brains, but Sam sort of lost track of pop culture in the last 20 years, whereas Max apparently surfs the internet.
I like this. I just think this is bizarre. Not this part.
bizarre?
The part where they shoot stuff out of their mouths.
They blow the wind at Christmas.
It's so weird. Who animated this one?
This is a chore, isn't
Well,
it?
that was Tim. I did all the spirits. Tim, I know Tim did.
Yeah,
So that's you?
Yeah,
The 3 different poses.
Tim did the tentacles on the corporate presence.
Yeah. That guy is such
I
a...
don't know who chewed this.
The corporate presence is such a goofy villain. I wish that a little more attention had been drawn to how lame he is, but Tim definitely up to the ridiculousness of that guy.
That comes back though in 205. I really like his personality in 205.
Blarg, blarg.
Keep us on the nice list, and nobody has to see this videotape of you wetting yourself and screaming like a campfire girl.
Oh, Christmas cheer.
Ready for visions of sugar plums to dance in your head, little buddy?
It'd be better than the night terror.
Ho, ho, ho! Jello!
Are those the real voices? Just
Yeah,
improv?
it's just
Slow down.
Speed that up at home. To hear the boring version.
Max
You
sped
can
up
try
and
it
slowed
too.
down.
Yeah. Or, yeah, the weird thing where you slow Max down like 11% and he sounds like Wallace Shawn. Ice Station Santa. There's a huge showdown with Santa that isn't in this.
It was epic.
It was amazing.
I remember there being a lot of discussion about whether or not shooting the lever to turn on and off the airplane made sense.
Hey, this is you, isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
talk about
this
your
is-
scene.
Oh, okay. Let's see. This is probably like the most characters I had to do in one single scene. I think there's one point coming up where it's like everybody is in the shot, and it was
big
right here. You know, it's a bit of a challenge to get everything
awesome,
doing something different. And this elf was fun. You
It's
know.
almost done.
This is also like the first time the Soda Poppers actually got any non-gesture
Hand
animation.
animation.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But this is like the most Christmas special out of anything in the entire episode of just like these weird happy kids waving at you, and he can do the urinating.
Who could possibly deliver all the
Yes.
toys in time?
Oh, the line. Is the line in here? Originally, this episode was supposed to come out in October, right? And instead it came out in November.
Sorry, Peepers right there is
And then
hilarious.
Whizzer at the very end
Oh, no.
starts to
He's got to go.
have to go. Yeah. Kind of happy I did that.
Do you think we should have waited for them to load the presents before we drove off?
There
Or
was
October.
There was a huge discussion over that line and had to be re-recorded.
The end. Thank you for watching episode 201.
All right. Woohoo. Thank you. And I'd like to say happy birthday to my son Noah. Just turned 1 today.
Sweet.
Thank you.